digital changes, digital innovation, educational changes. So many changes are happening, and we are living in a decade of decision, or we are living in a decade of changes.
Our team, embracing change and the future.
Council Chairman about the
Kingjung Village Students Union now asahau lau gi adichinoi lagasa sasama.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Patupi and my co-compere, Ms. Mathiam. On behalf of compeers, we warmly welcome each and every one of you to the valedictory program of the 50th anniversary of Kingjung Village Students Union. Most respected speaker, Srimati M. Chongti Khiamniungan, Assistant Professor, respected President KVSU and his colleagues, respected Nuku Range Students Union, respected President All Bangsha Students Union, respected M. Thango, former KTC President, Sri Hyano, General Secretary, Naga People's Front, COP Nagaland. Village leaders and elders headed by the head GP and Village Council Chairman, VDP Secretary Kingjung and his board members, church leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Lasam nonga kuata me Kingjung Village Students Union pu au mongo adimchi semai. Program atulo program ka kuau de me ka ko na atawa ko ke nai. Achong dingai ko ha nya lim ke chi nai so noi thang nya ko akam chi aba mongning ka lo ka tai chi. Before proceeding on to the events, may I give time to my co-compere to highlight the program sequence of this evening.
A very good evening, everyone. Esteemed guests, invitees, ladies and gentlemen, as we successfully came to the final program of this auspicious occasion, let me highlight the program. 27 December 2024, time 4 p.m. Valedictory program, theme, Embracing Change and the Future. Speaker, M. Chongti Khiamniungan, Assistant Professor, compeers, Pazubi and Mathiam. Number 1, Invocation, Mr. Mishang, Associate Buster, Youth. Number 2, Recognition, Mr. Thango Khiamniungan, Former President KVSU. 3, Melody Nguel. 4, Short Speeches, Brigade 1, President Nuku Range Students Union. Brigade 2, President All Bangsha Students Union. Brigade 3, Mr. C. Lamshong, Teacher in Charge, GPS Kingjong. 5, Special Presentation, Turbo Students Union. 6, Speech Speaker. 7, Note of Gratitude, Sangtong P. General Secretary, KVSU. 8, Valedictory Prayer, Mr. Aimong Tegon.
Moving on with the program sequence. Program number 1, Invocation, Mr. Mishang, Associate Pastor. I now invite Mr. Mishang to pronounce invocation.
Misalogo. Online jena aseding ko nya to min sauchi. Lasam nong athang na ko kam shi xiao shi ga ta min occasion a pau nya ho nya lem a chung ding lau ko ge chi. Ka ta online jena aseding ko jinyo king ko ki jin da sho a shong a pa mo. GVSU Golden Jubilee atau ochi kai sim ge shi shi da ti de he ge chi su ge zo lo ga a pam chi su ge shi jin da ko among lam hoya a shong a pa mo ya to min sao ge shin na pau min sao ge shi jin li nonga thang na ko pau chi ko Isu Krista nonga tau shi sao go nhau okay ga kam shi go chi su jin na ko a pam go a ship na ke go o gong na ke go mong liang na ke ge chi su ge shi na a pau nong sho a pam nya hao le nya lim lao ga ke chi online no jin na asiding go ga da chi su ge ti de ge shi jin a pyo ding na go nhau chai chi mong che go su sing ei mong liang na go ga ge ho shi ge na ga nai nonga thangna go nya pau sa awan ake de nya da awan shauji online chen na asiding go isu krista ka da chalao tinga nong nyo king na go nya pau tu sa liang la chi lo nya aum hoi chami hoi ge zi de chao zo chen noi da zak zo chi ki da liang la
apam da asama me chungding KVSU Golden Jubilee nyagu chào khá lại na greetings asata pongyu cái chi uwa shuha cái này na compares losa moti ga shuha cái này na valedictory case Miss M Jungdi assistant professor losa shuha cái này na nuku range Students Union President about my team colleagues, nice all Pansha Students Union President about my colleagues, Nongwaiga KVSU President about my officers, nice Lonina Planning Jubilee Convener, Chami Metsuhui. Nice Kingjung General Public asada chungding ashuha ke daiji kada loni nong Golden Jubilee na ko recognition the chita hausha na bongjun ko e ogunga malayga monglinga zoji kada chungding sao loni alasiam nong chita hausha na ko bongho ga nojin show asa liam shi galai atanga momo au galai nu lukaso asao atauna ke ho chen yago just Kingjung Village Students Union now asa hao lau ge adi chne lukasa just ma ju ju liang sha ga ap sha ga tiao dai to just ha ha chou ge za asa hao bao bui na li te ge kue nonggu asnya twa chen na tao asa nui tanggu zo achungding as the gozo ga daiji
ayading nukuren Students Union office le no Jubilee amongling salam amdung le kan shishi respected compeers of this valedictory program, most respected Shrimati M Chongti, speaker of this valedictory program, the president of Kingjung Village Students Union and his team, president of all Bangsha Students Union and his team, Mr. C. Lamshong, teacher in charge, GBS Kingjung, pioneers of this Kingjung Village Students Union, village leaders headed by the Kaungbra, head Kaungbra, church leaders, students, delegates, and citizens of Kingjung Village. Lonyap, nongpun ao mungo, shimai ngoy sinago, Kingjung Village Students Union, anya ge hoino, nong shimai nago, awok na lo ha thiuda, program nago ha thiuda, kouza ga Johnsonali, Lonyap, nukuren Students Union, nong Jubilee nago, monglingo, jam, Kingjung hayo awok na lo sinago ay ga, jam apem awok thiye da monglinga shigam ha ganoy. Kada, nukuren Students Union, nong chitat nago, 하히가 고자가 전신하고 와이가 자모 아마데기 와지노이 달라가서 잠 시마야 몽링 안고 킹종 스튜던트 유니언 하야 자모 샤작 기시 농로와 디다 프레시던트 킹종 빌리지 스튜던트 유니언 아바 시기다 실로와 고자시 Lomnyap, nukuren Students Union no, nong shanani, Kingjung hai say, nukuren Students Union, nebsa Kingjung hai, Khiamniungan hai go, jam apem, pun au mongo ko chak ta wilo ko khujino ko jam appe mo awuk na thia theuda neuso kingjung nuking go angi amon no aliu ngoi ko shonga theuda neusa mele no tuna kan ge thi shiuga shonga theuda nongsha na janga shopcha logo hisha logo luku ta ni nuku rencho shana nong kyushi Khiamniungan hai bojak cho nyujak cho 자가 티가 기가 시그다 겸메일람다 빠이메일람다 짬 모모다 빙가 고그다 아따울레레 저게 짬 빙신오고 짬 레이콥네서 모다 유라이 니우네서 짬 지라게서 구이샤오 달라게서 롱이시사오 그짬 겸닝한 하이 자가 티가 기시 네우서 아따울레레 저거 자가 티 기기시기다 짬 보시보쇼 고아 녹식는 모시고 다고 키우늘로 와고 파늘로 와고 아따올레 그잠 칼레 고아 드디고 링시안다 킹에 그잠 데 기기시 롱잡 Kingjung Village Students Union pun au mongo jak simai na maisino ko waiko jamo pausibo lai ko anuksing mo si gana phisi dawgo nonglai phiwansino jamo jak sei jak awan na kiwe gada lomnyap ngi thangno ngi sinali khale khowa thibda ngi thangno de lingi gde nongjam awan na kiwe gada jam khale khowa ko we ga thigo today as we stand on the threshold of this grand celebration, it is a reminder to all of us, to every one of us, that we are the most privileged among all. These 50th years of celebration, many are not able to witness this celebration. It is indeed time to thank our Almighty God for giving us and for blessing us our lives to witness this celebration. Nonetheless, it is also time to thank the pioneers, the leaders of this village, who has volunteered themselves, worked tirelessly since 1974 to this year. Like our theme, Embracing Change and the Future, as we celebrate this 50th anniversary, let us look into the future filled with excitement and optimism. May the Kingjung Students Union continue to thrive, innovate, and inspire. A union that remains committed to serving the need of our diverse students community, fostering a culture of inclusivity, respect, promoting academic excellence, and personal growth. In conclusion, let us raise our voices in celebration of this momentous occasion. Let us honor the past, cherish the present, and embrace the future with hope and enthusiasm. Congratulations and God bless Kingjung Village Students Union. Thank you.
Nungai muhuat kenoizin nung Golden Jubilee achun namkam nui thang ne Mr. Butsu B and M Thai Lam Luo ham nu sniu ami na ham anyagi ami ham ngiu thang chimauno Miss M Chongti Assistant Professor Kingjung Nugu Luni Kingjung Village Students Union Yagi Noizana President and his colleagues Jubilee Convener na member hui Kingjung Nyuking Nugu Head Kang Brother Dinga Nyupang Yusking hui Luo Nangai Jubilee program nago adalu jana ho speaker achim jana Sri Heno General Secretary NBF Central Office Bearer Nagaland tun the nago Pastor Yal Chuga Tigun Board Hoi Mr. C. Lamsong, Teacher in Charge, GBS Kingjung. Ngana Jaime, Nugu Range Student President and his colleagues. Luo Kingjung Nyoking Nagu. Ale di hui da dalu chogo. Thame hai. Kanyadi di da nong Jubilee Nagu. Kamthu gunon. Ham apim zung ayading. All Bangsa Students Union Naha Bangsa Shingda Baino Jubilee Amongling Salam Ngeheji Luni Nung Jubilee Nugu Gamao Hamo All Bangsa Students Hai Yang Han Go Program Nugu Kiwalai Hamtha Mongling Go Nangai Nagahaga Kanya Bele Ham Shikam Hagni Range Nainu is no Nyukbongana Nuo Hamo program na kiu ko invite yang logo napkam hau jishiu gana regret yang jana nong message na lagiwan ha tingiu jin nganong am dingi wanji ulam range nugo ham pangsa range na noi jana ho apim momo nyoking nai general session minyi no na luni no ga akam la than jin chi kung ho hau ngayau jishiu nung de be how do la thege la dan tanong logo ham dingi ji logo nong pangsa range represent yang ham nangai mongleng ga ham gishing ha gnai tongdi Jubilee mai hezuna do tha da mongleng a songding nyoking nagalago tha yu gishilai Kingjung hai 50 years ngoi wango students union no e phana azuna noi jinyoking ulam range nagalago ngo wonthai hai ji wonthai hai 50 do mongai ha ga ki juna noi kanong da thablai do Kingjung go do Hampu sidi hudo tiding da achumon na di chanda angela yang da ami noi go taigi gishin da hamonong yang shiji na ngo taimi gyuji uni shingoi go office bearers hoi lago kuwe go ti amai epchen hoi gamjde lago mumu ata wan gyu go mumu wa thale na lu gyu gichi gishi how di yangji amdul go taimi gyuji kada nongai go Nungdi Jubilee gam heg shizunago Kanya amumu chim amumu Ahamao aludo amumu Janegi de monglamji Kada hawa be Mongling no Mongling ne jdigo Kingjung haida Taki nimedingi wa mongchuji Niu gishizunali Hambu sidi ho do Tha de miga daigi gishi de yangji Lego Challenges no Kai future na ganga kwa daida Ham young generation soino student hoino tidi the Kingjung hai non no ho chiai no in the yangje khai nong responsibility na kan ga khwa thaida khnya jum de jungoi lego haja de jungoi lego khnya thel go khnya bungo lego ngana student friends so ham du logo mong na song go ta lai do Kingjung hai ni meng yu shi generally government officer lego junoi ding yu ji Yangela dao di zune ya di yangje. Linyum gigi heno PIC aunzde lugo kai kumau noin da ngela haji. Nungdi be thame hoi ham didi de noin ham more responsibilities no lu gada ham nyoking nung Kingjung mongsongo nya gyao thaida kuwe. Hambu sidi huo Kingjung hayo me bai ne giu go knya mi songo mele ne gulgo Yoking nagalago ya chogo gan gishiji Kailugo Kingjung Village Ainoda Anyagi Ami Knyami Songa di Yangji Luni geographically ham backward as a whole eastern people we are addressed as backward people no backward take no ham the lolo dies no let us all take it as a challenge ham geographically the backward look mentally ham backward yang of jishwe ding ni wa ai jingo if at all, if you have given the effort, kum chinalu daga ulani it's a globalized world, digital world. Me di ipji hama pi mepji, amina shinglu go. Nung lai da ham di edo backward chunu ye, hama backward layang lu go. Nung di bet hame hoi. Let us all be a channel of change. ali ezno khai kan khun au thai da hoi kam na go be a productive person burden jiu lan go hoi kam na thai da burden je lugo hoi kam na thai da nya ti contribute nya ami ne di kan ska na he nungai he go luni pangsha hai ding yu zno tan range da junji nungai ham international trade center di handai gi go government no chi sia jmi go no issue no drugs no andaman no issue nong din chi ji ding yu ji hamali ji bhal go kingjung ai de nong de chla tha hau di yang ji ham border na gi dai be o moi ho tu lu ka the nong dang yu wa ji luni nyoking na galo go leti hoi di di non amal go chmon gja mega thayu thame me to haida chujin gala baudang nyoking na go indu go fan ne blai student hai thaida focus liang invest liang nya lo ni nyoking go tamami la dai gi go nya athu ani ho jian dai lai do nong di yau je ga pon ple pon ki au ham na go nong mo wa ne lo go nya nyoking go athu ani ho khnya ri han dai lai do generation da nong nong development na kan zga ne thame hoi gam na da chiu ga la yu lugo mong na giu go chujin go nong ho da la baw dang mong lam ji lu ni shi hau go do ham chi shi decoration lugo tham mi hen go presentation lugo ami giu go mong that mong yang na hau bong na noi gip ji nong lai do ham thu ham ni hu mi ga baw dang lu go Khiamniungan ai ham nyuking dang ga lugo lo chok ka khu ta nyok pau nyuk sing ai da lugo ngonong nyu ji ka da lu ni nong among leng a song deng na go kingjung hai jun ha jun go ulam hai lugo ham all Bangsha Students Union na jibe na thai da ama pabi hin hin ga Kingjung Students Union na kyo ai ji nong de be hamana present president bajam silai mi e deng ji 한바우 스부 우다우도 하는 기 외전도 육미 지대글 라이암게 들라기 외기 외신 느낌 그리고 루니 육미 지지 기지리 양지 Khiamniungan 나농 하노 루니 아파이 기 주는고 야나 수른 호이디디도 논 앞빔 타메 얌누고 농 하노 사반 기우고 띠즈미 기실노 농 하나 카이 다이루고 야나 수른 몽송 글 다이루콘 다 킹종하이 옥르테 농 하는 기우시 그다 천쟁 나 공이 와 있으나 불람 하이도 님님 그시 그다 랑아 하이 등임지 능디베 킹종하여 랑아 하이 타미
아슈하 그늘전 치다 3점 골든 주빌리 감비어스 아슈하 그늘전어 这是的期末是可能真 Chongti Khiam Assistant Professors Sri Hyano General Secretary MPF COB Nagaland 나이서 student hui ongo 아쇼하 그는 저나 range president nuku all Bangsha Village Student Union 나이서 nyokpunga laino village unit presidents delegates 나이서 농구 세니가 감호건을 전 former president KDC Kingjung Village 안요기 아해회 나이서 students akam 시즌쇼 농구 프로그램하고 아따울라라 저거 티대야오 특히 허전고 저거 몽링지 그래서 아마옹이 티대야오 아밤 사이숨가 ल्या그시 그래서 메쇼나요고 아요 주전쇼 알리가게라 농라 싹싹 소로샤고 아요 주전을 티대시오 这是金钟有听过，哎呦，去真那个哎个，这是弄的他个那个啦，弄好到个，老你老homKSU 的人 ，KSC 的这啦，Khiamniungan Students Conference 的，弄的一个是个那个啦，弄好到来，有听bon个，有人那阿走路，阿有路的弄的。有去个有听bon个有龙，弄到个边个有路啊，好个弄的 student union 呢有听过弄的走路好，弄阿到这是哈个那个，需要有去真阿到，个的老年 education 来弄 healthy 些呢，经中还阿第二的这是 economically 那是。这就是推出派 parents， 这才是我们个见那个呢。有好处就接受，弄阿到过来，有路真阿到过，这是经中海 student 的有的娘的理解，那个时候娘的理那个时候，个苦接受，个了苦接受。看有喏，至少当时一个学生拿到 ，Mr. Lasang Teacher， 1979弄到个新，个的about 经中海 population 下大个人喏，182弄到个对是都是那个啦，182弄的，俺们那个下个个的路，还是我小经中海，无下个蒙古。census 喏，弄得巧个女到个，走的走路，小去搞了块，上路看有几个 ，first education 等于真呐，做下巴，兄弟那个啦，弄得他个心，这是做个好到个，兄弟决定为的，好个，兄弟定的。搞了块，上海的那看用的是真的，为的一个小几个，弄到个，几笔水看用什么，弄手看过，菜量的看用什么收了我，弄手有年喏，弄得黑个跟那个啦，executive committee 的，冇 member 的，对真的，有年。老就是有趣个时阵，没事谈哦。帮诶，怕呢，家他个好多的看用呢，小些那个弄的是，个是个的，老说瑞国走下子喏，肉毛阿毛70 to 80，没上那个时阵里，瑞国那时候，搞了块我睇我些，如果你应来，讲家来点上诶。你那来点长大，我那500起，毛加起下去，如果那是2手弄得里，有去个时间呢，弄得太路个的，1987呢 Silver Jubilee， 2手着弄，所以那好几十个，至少弄得2路个时，弄得走路么，路你金钟海 Golden Jubilee， 行为。Golden Jubilee 到个兄弟 First Education 的teacher 来92呢一不一样 Golden Jubilee 那种稍微个的 next year retire 样子弄的这是这么个小组咱们路好就是 educational service 呢看有咋操作看有了没做弄的说是到来冇来蓝天个人弄对着了人，这是经中海。第二个呢，就是路一路后，没过来附近的那些，过来快接受，不是闹起特殊，这是推手，2手呢接下，给好接受，是需要接受，弄对里给西个女子呢弄，到么个就是 Golden Jubilee 那种行为。的弄的，这是阿姑弄的是老头个，对我好接受，稍好接受， ta nong te nun le kada lo ni lo hom chasa angzon da chi mau chi shi nya a thui lai ga do da chi mau chi shi nya da remote area nya da nyok chu kha sim ho chi shi chasa na ga ha nong te li competitive examination NSSP 등이 지노 MBSC 등이 지노 로드농 시마바고 아테이고 લગ서 이량어 consider 아양다 아주주에 등이 야지시가 농 exam 라이 로니로홈 킹중하이서 લગ서 MAB에다 아서 서비너 라이 앞에 차우수가 응위다인 농 라이 무더 구호고 비카나고 consider yang out hai to ngi liang ai chiki nong a ku na gu king chao sing wei ken ti phe lu ni ngam chino golden jubilee teng i chino a zo lu ni lo zo lu chla a sa te na yo se shi ji king jong hai sa lu ni zo lu wei da ngam chla nong te zala a sao yo bu ngao shung ji ali de nai lu ni lo home nong feel no education fail 아니 이게 희소하지 아니 이게 이해하지 지서도 지금 허지시고 스테이트 아마 몰라이노 아니 나모 가시가지 전시양하지 지서도 지금 허 아치모 아마모시하지 norms 키심시야 대배농고 지서 도태호 지시고 이러하지 다 지서 농고 아테이고 런다 타쿠호가 하울로 따고에 લગ서 시타시 લગ서 로니 아팅팅어 부선노 responsibility no main achongding no target no atailo bu선나 no chichi galai bu선나 chithamei gana lekzo bu선나 chi lo gana lekzo chiso no me she jena bi kha lai angwei ho thai to ling ga ching ani ni ge hi sho chi mo mo wa chi a chim ho chi shu go nong dei be bu sun no so hai do wa thai to alia ma sang no so hai na so bu sun ang so no ni ga da nya thai to hong dai a hong dai jin de bu sun no la liang xi nong go bu sun no so mo ai cái khe cái này lo à thà đại chân là nông nguy ta nông go chứ sao bổ sung là sinh ý chí này so student huy là sinh ý chí kinh doanh hay là tất đi go chỉ cái lại à bằng lại bổ sung nó à hồ lô mò à两đại chân thì sau cái thì go thế này to bổ sung là à cái vậy ho nông ai lo số mò nguy bổ sung là cái vậy chứ nó số mò nông như thế ho cái thì当来给也是的 style 样如果好啊他们亲人是个例子带到这是老年老红没得公会的呢阿里提个公毛人阿里阿曼农这是啊太路个阿里阿曼农阿尼路个弟弟来到就是批来了的苦没得他不个的阿聊来下个批老了的西西个来那种就是农阿早的早个弄得一来这是Khiamnungan还那个说容易了很多啊推海的肉熊海的那的这个小古位机啊古位机闹的他俩不快好机美味啊机烧啊机两把机啊推海北瓜海等要的这个味了快机对呗这是那个说啊你是农业看过你就是蓝天好个些这几个来农历 student 会喏不生喏爱个开路个那里他们没呀的弄着工作跟一起啊对的呢弄的是 government service 女生那个啊一什么 education fail 呢啊么么啊你个一说啊真的里在起码不对呗这是这几个不生喏那说前年喏这个各位个梦儿兄路个，昂着那阿本记录个阿普库，对那大西巴呗的咋各位去？弄个老年是少个来说， a una council chairman apa ta he ka council member hui nong sho ai da holo chi alia chen go lo ka so just student hui na ayo na ta cha tai ki la me tai ki shi la lo ple mango sanin nong go council na chang go kan yo appointment la me ngoi ga yang ke ko class na aking chili hi ko nong kom da mama usani juji chỉ hai số sa olu chi yo khi ngao class na pong kan chi nai amao mau da na chi chi gao i loi te pe student hui na show a pam yo khing lai a holo chen na nui nai government na te chi sim go appointment na chi ke te chi sim go nong te nai me ma kho ta za ko zo ga u nong gao liang ga chi ngi la la zo ga ti de ji tai me
Abem na sok theo mai chu jiang ga noi. All right, very auspicious and momentous, very good evening to everyone. Apem da siam mai. At this very momentous occasion, I would like to firstly extend my hearty congratulations to the Kingjung Village Students Union on achieving this remarkable milestone, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Kingjung Village Students Union. As we celebrate the 50th anniversary, I also pay my utmost reverence to the founding members and the pioneers of the Kingjung Village Students Union. And I also bring greetings from Wangkao Government College. Wangkao Government College nong chijina cham jam no nya nong liom na laga sa pemda samai achuje salam pong nog diuja. The most respected dear compares, Jubilee Convener and his team, Founding President KVSU, President KVSU and his team, President Current Student Union and his team, President All Pangsha Students Union and his team, Sri Hyano, GSNPF, COB Nagaland, KTC former President, President Pishu Rent Students Union from different villages, Village Council Chairman, Head Gangbara, invitees, delegates, Kingjong Paubonghoi, ladies and gentlemen. I take utmost pride, and it's a privilege for me to be a part of this 50th celebration, the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Kingjung Village Students Union, for making me a part of your grand celebration, celebrating the past 50 years of your existence. Nong adam na logani ngasta request ak you the yoje suina lenga ji shoje pishu hai nok na da pishu hai jibo pishu hai jini tu nok zo hai nong de be jini mother tang la shaya la kwa ga pishu suina lenga juma lo ho nong de be asa sau ni lenga la nong le ga request yang ga de yoje la ho suina zo ga jump yang tekila ga he ga lang ji zo we zo shim la ga ha so nong de new je nong the new juma ko da aso ang tholo the nong special and humble request yang ga de yoje at the same time nong ni lo ni de cha mi ai ho gam de phe nong English la ga ha apyo ni wa ga zo we zo shiu nong nai post ni hai la ga jilang la zo shiu de nong ga ha as the request yang che kada ma zo lo ga na yo a chong ding nai as zo ni wi e da ko ni speaker hoina noksana la ga ho ga de wi shawya da as zo ga confuse yang go de new je e shawya da thi go da e chong de je nok na pishu hai che bo ma lyang ding ye je tsa apyo ting sang le ki ya ne lo hamo le ki ge ya ga nong apyo no chini ge nong de phe as show especially Kingjong hai confuse yang he thio do nong la ga ha e de le no nong ni hi ga dio je as da chlau diang go lo ni nong li aku ataw mai diang go e la ga ha lyang sha chen thio do as so gu mong leng je iwai asone Jubilee convener Mr. Pusum abo tignegla e yongwe ni jishu yongwe shiwe ni jishu de le ya tiglyang ne gla la ga abo de jese ya sum go la ha Kingjong hai de chuje ga lyang sha ga da ngal ga o gong go de mi sau ga nong program anu shi de ti ga tholo gu ne gla nong la zo zo go lo ni go de mi sau gu no originally pem o amalai de gyu go nong go ga ni mong liang go o gong ga singwe hi jin thio do go ha chlau gi ne lo ma shong ning gyu je la ha as Kingjong hai le go nok pau hai le go asal ga mi sau no go we cái gì sao đó mong làm chứ nông trăng cái lâu ní si nông ở đâu xí ngồi cái program là cái bên mà xí về bị xí hi câu hậu sao bên mà mong khi là cái hàng ngầu của này chân đó là cái sao bên câu hậu thiếu mẹ kêu qua cái đó lâu ní ai hậu nhiều thằng kêu điều của này chứ nó embracing change in the future người liang chứ ai hậu topic mấy tiếng này ai hậu kêu gì đó mong làm chứ ngọ first night na yoga bem to some show gyog ngem he gishi journey through the time la halong you know forging into the future and now embracing change in the future all the topics so in the top gishi neither there is a transition azolom na yoga la from the beginning and then we are going to talk about future long you laga as a future to ti de gishi chief guest na so make it ti la halong sau gishi when ayo short pitches hoina show apem include young neither 10 to 15 speeches including me so far 10 to 15 kyo nyo no so how new like among thi de gi yang je ngamong lam je akam thi wa ali za so ga ani lo among kyo nyo among wa e lo among no je perspective among no je nong de pe apem na individual viewpoint so ni lo gi so we have varieties we have diversity of knowledge as of now we have accumulated a lot of knowledge within this 3 services of the Golden Jubilee celebration. Chalo go lo show laga nga taw aliak sa lo go khuwe la ga lo go laga ha aso monggiu ga tsuma ga anglo leu ga lo anai phuktiu ga monggiu shi ga la ha lo tsuma lo shi ga anglo de as so ga nong laga request yang ga dio je kada to so nong ni embracing change in the future de na thi de ga na yo achim hai phele I like to ask questions student had a question and I'm a very curious person because the question masangan like so until and unless we learn how to ask questions we don't grow we don't get answers and we don't grow so we have to ask questions that is why I also want to throw some questions to everyone up and the questions especially the student community. So my first question is, what is one thing you are doing to challenge yourself and step outside your comfort zone? Don't answer. Hey, aso nong ni aso alyang dio lo ga food for thought. Chami hai the ni food for thought na aso no question the ni atho he ponder ayang manifest ayang kada aso chidio ga no answer you answer to yourself. What is one thing you are doing to challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone? Second question is, how do you think we can cultivate a mindset that is more open to change and uncertainty? The third question, what is the most important thing you have learned about developing a growth mindset and embracing challenges? So these are the 3 questions. Student community Theodore hey. Nong deng just a secret. Just a secret Now I want you to think about this question as we talk about the topic that is given to me. Unless we learn to ask questions, we don't grow. Questions sang nai nong nia de gdia like example podium nong ni ade pa ya ali thik de heshanya like question sang ni question sang nai da nong ni sho pai de thi ki heshanya so we are getting information so ani lo ai app jini that is why it is important to ask question and when we get answer so if I answer hoina app je nong dong nai sa ani lo app je nong li sa shong la khwa je all right nong de phe so that is the 3 questions that I have given to you and I want you to ruminate upon this question as we learn together. Now, so if I embrace the word embrace na atay na yo so ai ta zak so gu ju je ga piplo go nyo lo go nong the new je embrace na yo so chami ha da be mani gu no ye la ka to suppose new show how I lo hi thyo to embrace so embracing in a continuous form gyu de nya so in that sense nga ilogin do so embracing continuous form gyu de pinong atay me yin nong da piplo jlaw ga thi anyo lo jlaw ga thi nong li na nga iloga nong ga aso ga iloga deu lo hom to embrace change na nong nyo lo wa tiu to ali ye shi jin na nyo lo wa tiu to ji di ga na future a shi na ataw nyo lo wa tiu to ju je ga piplo ga nyo lo wa tiu to we need certain kind of skill skill and the most important skill in order to embrace change and the future is the scientific temperament. Scientific temperament a new concept it's a recent development so scientific temperament and the critical thinking nong ne ni skill na so important ni je in order to embrace ashi na tau ji na a hi shi ji no change yang ye la kwa ji na nong accept yang a to nyo lo wa to we need to have scientific temperament and critical thinking skill. Now scientific temperament na ate or scientific temper na ate. Scientific temper, it is a process of logical and rational thinking. No, ade na yo apu atso achu anyap abem to he liang he the decision lo you know. That is what we call scientific temper in simple language. Ngani like asolo golden jubilee sao here the aso no program yang shanya planning yang shanya aso abem liang he left and right up and down aso abem to he liang he the okay low whole ni dei low no show the jo aso abem to he ni I believe. So that is what we call evaluating all the good and the bad things. That is what we call scientific temper, and at the same time critical thinking is also almost the same like scientific thinking only or scientific temper. Now this is low nong ni nong 21st century 21st video ke ga zak no go gi sa apem la honong ni 21st century no, it is called a knowledge society. It is not just 21st century but it is knowledge society. Knowledge ani ama hoi kam de ja jinong ni video ke ga zak na da ani ama hoi kam de ja atei na yo this lem ga information alyang de gi nya lo apem smartphone ga ga gi zi as the smartphone fish ding yang ga no yan cha la ko mzi da. So we all have a smartphone. Just ape manong ni smartphone kinya. Nong ni smartphone nago information alyang di shije through internet. Internet na chang information alyang di shije. Laho so nong li knowledge society ani ama hoi kam nago ki ho thio do. We need to have critical thinking ability. We need to have scientific temper. Adai da nayo just nong ni digital world nago ki jina da information alyang di shije. A main information chije lo nong de shimchi ge information chi thog na chi me ge na la ga ping je de new je nong li na ataw go nong li na aku go just a scientific temper ne he critical thinking asing he jumwa ga nai do chi me ge na sing he ga just nong li shui lo tho chances no nya lo aku so ga high no ye probability so ga high nong de phe sa scientific temper and critical thinking nong no ye no ye de just nong emphasize yang je. Are you with me? Yes, thank you. So when we are in a growth, when such knowledge is growing every day, new information songje, nong hade dia leo hade dia na information alang di songje, nong lina taw go so we have to realize how important is this scientific temperament. We need to understand how important is critical thinking in this 21st century, the digital era or the knowledge society. So it is important for every one of us, each one of us, that one should have enough skills to analyze the information. Longi information zaknyo AP danyo. No azo ni yang na ya da aso nong analyze yang shiuga asta nong li na ogong la ya no nya. Ogong da nai I'm not talking about nong loksha shiu na ogong da chinyu la ga kye na ogong na I mong liang ogong na zse no ya no nya. Sing he thiu thon he athona accept yang thiu thon he low thiu tho. Now when we don't have this skill, when we don't have analytical skill or we don't have critical thinking skill or we don't have scientific temperament, what will happen? So in the future, ashina ataw do wrong information no miyage information jimega no it's be melowag lo as a result no na you na they you na it's going to be a fatal result. It's going to have very fatal consequences. Jimeding a tawawa alyangala na aku nugo tsinong li tawaga so chuni sha. So that is why it is necessary to properly analyze your action. Nyo longi ate action yang je ate chi je ate siang lo je nong lga nyo me ga thoy especially the student community. It is a chami hai me ga thoy no nya. For example ni chami khu de yo je da nyu. To like suppose you want to study art, you want to study science or any other field. Nong study yang nai da nga ade e bande ya ai ade liam no khu shi dia. So you have to upon the scope ade no nya ade is ta khu issue dia nong lin apem to so to here no ni. For example this onga drop out type laga alyang di no ya zo shim chai mi chi ku shi la wa ga hayo. Like for example ni go jam nyo ma lo with you je da ni na go jam nyo ma lo na ai da they benefit no ya I nong lin to here no o gong ne gi no nya just ta no nga new je just the critical thinking skill na just develop yang lo no nya he. So that is why you need to analyze your actions and decisions in the past. Alea jana atagunyo ataichi gishinya loholonyo ataichi nong the nyo examine yang no tolu no so that in the future you will have a fruitful future, you will have a sweet future, you will have a very future with flying colors, you will have a secured future. All right, so you have to analyze your past and the actions and the decisions that you are taking now so that it will determine your future. So that is a simple introduction. Now what is change? Anybody, what is change? Yes, student, hi, what is change? Can you define change? Change na ade azizo ni wishu mo. What is change? Aliye. Okay, thank you so much. So there's a go ni text ni amai za ni wishi change na ida aliye shi jino aliye shi jino. For example, you go back to 20-30 years as you go back to when you were a toddler. How much change have you developed physically? You are so well groomed. You look so handsome and beautiful. Isn't that a change? That is a change, right? So change it is to make a difference. It makes a difference. A change na ali shi jino. I just change I just he show difference no the new and it is to become different and caused by some internal or external factor. As is the internal factor. That is internal mong liang liao shong jina ke liao shong jina. La ji di nai boss ni why ni they know the new dia the change no external factor, isn't it? So change is caused by certain internal and external factors. Now this change, what is change? Beyond aliye shijino. Change na aliye shijino ade. Can you go beyond aliye shijino? Can you go beyond the simple meaning of change? Okay, change na ida aliye shijino sabe mani ai. Like asanong kyang na shu mo. Can you think outside the box? I'm going to ask thousands of questions. Hajad sangan question na. Change na sa outside the box kugda liang shu mo. Change is to make a difference. It's a layman term. It's a normal but outside the box change it's an opportunity. Aku atau amazing. Alright? So it is a change is opportunity to satyoto aliye shije no the new naida aku atau amazing the new just Now what is this change? It is a chance. It is a chance to discover your potential and my potential. Ni da amay aday no idea ogong aday no idea ni da papoy aday no idea no ni shallow jana opportunity tak aliye shije no. And this change, since it is an opportunity, since it gives you an opportunity to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it will make your life meaningful. No oki atalu so gumegazak iwlo change na accept yang naido. So this change is a force ogong abado change no. It is not just a mere meaning of making a difference, but it is a force ogong the push yang jino change, it is a force for you to grow. Just a behind you, the wind beneath my wings. Let's see, all the about there is a wind beneath the wings. Let's see, so that wind is the change for us. So this change, it is a force for us to grow. So in order to make this change a force, we need to change our mindset. This is bad, so you need a change. You need a shift from bad to the good thing. That is a change of the mindset. Like this is possible. kyo na hilo ye gnong li na gi gi shinya lo ni de sa chamina aku chamina abilo he shawai ni sa that is a change in the mindset because so other iloje chamin de kunai de so ogi na megi ki he shu je our life standards gets better nong de be this change nong lower to embrace change nong mong linga bip lower to so na mindset to so na kaye mong ta mong lang nong go total we need a total shift. So when we start doing small changes, start changing, it will give us a huge result. Like we always say, a drop of water makes a mighty ocean. Here you know, she you know, so shonga liti you don't yet na Kam the so the say gam janga about oceans up strong you loani. So likewise, if you also start to change in small ways, one day that change is going to be a very huge one, and it's going to give you a very impactful consequences in your own personal lives. So no change na just a lower tilto, monglenga people lower tilto, until and unless we receive change, there is not going to be future. So aliation na people can like the chuje gamalo can like the just a tilto ashina down chiki. Oh we shaje nyoaje, simple that will be that days be hoe, oh nyoaje, we shaje, days there, sayaje, chuaje. There is no future for us. But once we shift our mindset from the stagnant mindset to the growth mindset, result automatically pani. And if we start changing from small ones to the big ones, we are going to have a good future. So we need to stay awake. That is why we need to stay awake. In the 6th century, without Greek philosopher Heraclitus upon you the only constant in life is change. Oh ginago. Just be a shy the hogger cool and the change behind the Nuja. Bem lia the quiet to salaka ali she not Saturday night Julia the Nuja. So that is why everything in life is dynamic, na? Oh ginago alum so just a here she's not going to synagogue, a here she's in a society in a go. Alum so here quite dynamic. Like for example, for no ninong go to stagnant near but change it keeps on, it's a dynamic thing. No ni no go ab hum show ni, that is what we call dynamic. He she de gno ya but change yang de gno ya nong li na kong ni sin go nong li na go gi so everything is subject to transformation. Alum so he show the choir yeah he show why after 25 years wa we shinaido me so why sia ge sa mature yang age ila daily now we are all subject to transformation, and the only thing that remains alum so here change yang ai transform yang ai laga just be aside no hondo change, because it is our constant companion. So that is why we also need to stay awake. Since change is the only constant in life, we need to stay awake and we should not be in slumber. So, in what ways are you embracing change? Can you go back to some years and then think, what are the changes that you have embraced? On the past decisions, lea jana atau nyo decision lo jin janga lo ni on the change adai ep sha jin yo. Nyo lea jana atau ko decisions lo jin janga amei change yang dion hani chimei gene change yang dion nya. Nyo ni la nong ila like athalu zakko longo no without then you there are lots of early marriages na. Many they no kong na cham na mega pao go ju ge jilo mo nai da long ni thap shi nai da pai za da lai ge ya go. You know, it's a fact. This a cham jam la dei je nurse exam down na he ga nurse ju shi de exam lo lo je, especially our female students teenage pregnancy. It's a very high prevalence, especially in this decade. So you are so young, but you are a parent. Is that a change that you have gone through? Or you have become an educated man and a woman? Is that a change that you have received and achieved today? Please answer to yourselves. Just say, but they kill you Megan, they are little lotiania, mellow totigaban, meaning so tigaban, so among your young give jet saw, so among your young give a lead hollow go. aya the new one either nong the shim shi ga ali just so chu je ga ali je liang gi go nong li na aku liang di just so ep je ne he so just ki ki he go just hoi ga mo nong li na thawau je so nyo ate decision lo je e nong li thi ni e the nong li hi sho lo go khu ni the decision lo je no it will determine your future it's going to shape your future just iwai bible na go laga thap je just iwai bible na go thap je bible na go lyang the new de una ye just how change the future de do ali shi jino ashi jina da de do just bible na go laga iwai thap je lyang the abje just cham vi shu ga haida bible na laga shu zan lek da avi he ko ni chui ani ma liam jina go wai go try to read the bible also it's going to enhance your wisdom only it's going to enhance your understanding only. See, everybody knows that God never changed. He was the same yesterday, today, and He will be the same forever. Look at this. God never changed, but we people change. Now, God has given us the ability to change. That is why we change. All right. God has given us the ability to change, and so that this change can grow lead to growth. Go on, no, that's how he show she go ogong na day the cute yet na yo. He show she that the shong the qua go may the qua she go. Near he show log the mega lucky the qua hey, near he show log the mega lity. That is the ability, a very good gift that God has given us, the ability to change. For example, if you are a rebel, you are an addict. Now, when I say the word addict, addict are you an addict to your phone? Right? Are you an addict to your phone? Or are you an addict to sleeping? Actually, normal human beings should sleep for 7 to 8 hours. Are you sleeping for more than that, 10, 12 hours? You are an addict to that, right? So when I say addict, it doesn't only mean addiction to substance, but addiction can be in many different forms. So are you a rebel? Are you an addict? God has not planned such thing for you. God doesn't want us to be an addict. God doesn't want us to be a rebel. Anu chulu ga long nya liangala ga na state ga na zoption mongling ga na zoption. Just sha hao liangala ga no nya ko no just hao liangala ga liki he da aku na chikiu ni mongling ga ki the do mega fulfillment, a life of fulfillment. Nong li mega liki he the new de ga na nya just hao laga just chi tyo ga aku na nong lo thia lo ja. When we look into Jeremiah 29:11, one of my personal favorites, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you, plans not to harm you. No, so go make it, so go make you deal. Gonna personal life go. This is such a good reminder. This is such a beautiful reminder for me. It's a reminder for me that go on. No, they have to go make it. How future give make it how nongly plans to give you the nong the law. Nong the old gong lo shi ga mi sao lo shi ga nong ni ki la kwa jina tsa la ga ha me shou bi hi zak zak ati go. God never want you to be in a pathetic situation or a miserable situation. Ate na he go go no nya nong li na situation ga li ya ga chukwa la ga it is our decision nga lo me nyu shi ai ni. We need to have critical thinking and scientific temperament to take the right decision. And from where will you get the scientific temperament and critical thinking skill? You have to pray. Automatically the chishin you have to pray about it. You have to go on the misao no ye so how go mong liang how bong na the misao nai bi so right decision lo shiwe, and we will have the discerning heart to choose the right from the wrong. Siang he shi with the sao no ni go no o gong ni given nong li na ye so we can embrace change in the future with thanksgiving and with gratitude. Just atay na laga hanong ni atay hoi gam la kwa laga just go new na hoga ki je shi we just iwai just chami like we may have achieved the highest degree in the world. Look at this go new na hoga na just a chu a kap king atay chnap ko no just o she na ship ka kwa ga de jini le a chu no I o hai kyong yo nong me gi ni la just iwai go new na go just root to the just ko biblical kwa je de ni liang hel it's important. We need to talk about it. It's important. So just iwai go new na tai jini ga momo ko ni sui gi hen go mong ling ga iwai kwa just sabahai no gab na ga jini so pai no gwam na ga especially me lo hai no gwam da ka so mong gi je la ka no gwam na nong go chuan na chinap ga nai da ate chi ni no gwam nong show bi ho ni I abate abon purpose fulfill ji yang ni no gwam na go chuan na chinap ga nai do nong li just la ka ani ama liang di liam lo wa la ka ko wo ni no just chipem de ga nai do we will be like guns without bullet just don't in season of so those so that is why we need to equip ourselves equally with the knowledge that we are receiving in the world, and also we need to equip ourselves with the wisdom that we find in the Bible. So without the knowledge of the Bible, it's like a gun without bullets. Just a mong lo shong ye ga chi me ga shi je la ga tsa chim lo ga da pia nai do tsa a chim jina ji khek ka na jak I lo ai nong de phe so a dei ni lo je cham jam na ni lo je no a kam jam na ni lo je no hai jang ga ni lo je nong sho do a kam dio lo lord nyo na no gom na nyo me ga full lord yang ga dio lo a dei a dong na shi ye nyo nong sho a thon go nyo yu xiang ga shi we long go we down go tsa right now, you and I are in the decade of decision. Just other without gig no yet now decision law no. The day ni, the day chini, day in the decision law no without gig no yet. Or we are living in the decades of changes. Ali shijina decade just a non lit. Bem gig no yet. A days a 2 young gig no go. Just a Kingjung Village Students, especially in particular the Khiamniungans, na far eastern regions of India or in Nagaland. Just a 2 young just a south which changes so digital changes, digital innovation, educational changes. So many changes are happening, and we are living in a decade of decision, or we are living in a decade of changes. So the essence of our mortal experience is not to remain the same. Just a mortal being the air. Just the upper needs just a air hollow. That is what we call mortal, na. Just a so we are not to remain the same. Yeah, ali thala nong li lo no ya that just we cannot just nong li ki here just a natural man and human being though even only prepare young nong li epshak na just a kill your natural, alright, just natural. The natural man and the natural human hate change. Ali season that just kill your no the new year we hate it. But the man and the women of God, or the man and the women of Christ, learn to love change the new year. Just if I go on a niga about the monglog just saw Ali season the Juje you logic the new first night Juje embracing change, Juje ganyolo people. So we will start to like the change that you are going through, or you will start to appreciate the transformation that you are undergoing. So one of the fundamental aspects of overcoming the natural man and the natural women is not resisting change. Ali shi jina the new night nyo nong the ni capche nong nyo ni thoi khwa lo resist so when we embrace change, it is going to determine the future. We will be able to also embrace our future with gratitude in our hearts, and you will have a very secure future also. Now by embracing change, you can also position yourself to take advantage of the opportunities to draw closer to the Lord also. So when we are in a position to embrace change, we make ourselves in a position where we can grow and draw closer and nearer to God. So if I go on dong la sim ga kuishi we so if I change yang je in Thessalonians new je Thessalonians chamgo the old has gone and the new has come. That is a change, isn't it? That is a change. The old has come and the new the old has gone and the new has come. Again na de kuai ga lo ayen shi the Thessalonians ke je lo so revival ji hang ga he hang ji ni ali shi ashong de no I. Right? So see, this all talks about change. So you need to pray, and I need to pray about the courage. Confidence, issues, challenges, tackle young issue, handle young issue, not so you kill your hoiner the jalab, look at the no ebet, go on the nong show up so challenges no face yang shuwe lo hanong go ga challenges if I face yang we will be able to embrace change in the future. Now when we talk about change ali shi so go thi de especially lo Nagaland government he change is coming je mandao me change is coming. So has change arrived? Has change arrived in your own lives? Forget about Nagaland government, change is coming. But in your own life, has change arrived? Yes? Are you there? Has change arrived? Yes? No? Now change no? She hele the new she the new like hey the new she needs to jamna me jamna kuna look at change no hey she hele the new she the new no new jing or tomorrow no the do change she and I just say lo ga no ni just so chin he pe no tomorrow no the no you change arrives without with unannounced. So no one is to be blamed for what you have become today. Lo ni nya ate agugu no nya you should not blame anyone. It is because whatever you are today, it is because of the decision that you took yesterday. Right? As a Kingjung Jubilee sao he shik da they dishi holia da is a liang lag no mo. Nobody, I believe, right? So we should be alert, alright? Sasha the vigilant no alert no they night change the just announce yang shia je the new je. Lo nyo a day lo nya a day a google no you are solely responsible. Shao the jlam nyo decision lo je jang lo nya a day a google no ni nong go no nya. Now, this is Kingjung Village Students Union High Longi 50 years when we look into the statistics, population is 1035. Now, if I do the calculation, government job holder is only 1.3%. Liang Lu Nai 50 years in the Tohe Liang Lu Nai it's a sorry state, na? It's just 1.3 out of 100%. It's just 1.3%. Government come here tigano jana look nong tiu tho they knew so go liang la go ma show ding ye me shi sa gazette officers chiki government job chiki NL10 na chiki. I think we should not be worried about that. Lo ni sa pem malai ga apem shi kam ga nong Jubilee na sao ye shi je first priority that we should be thankful for that. And the next step adai lo no ye na yo lo ni sa na job percentage 1.3. Next just all of the decision make shongolo no ni decision just make shong gongolo shi no nya village council chairman head GB na yolo chugo pastor na yolo chugo anyo go hoin the yolo chugo church na go the student union leaders hoin the yolo chugo. You should come together as apem ai gi shi gada you should discuss research ayang aso ateda just lo ni Kingjung High 50 years ngoya laga just 1.3% of job holders beho atei jango excluding VGs, all right, excluding VGs atei jango nong as shigang wada to he no ni aleana atei decision atei gigi he atei abita atei aku atei li thi shine atei jango just lo ni nongli kam he lam go call ku ji shu atei jango just lo ni ani man go call ku ji shu. We should talk about it. Church no church perspective kyo ga nong shu tholu no nya village council chairman HGB shewal ga so adai chigi nya to he no nya youth leaders student leaders student leader thiga adai shongyang gi nya. So we need to come together and discuss. That is what we call evaluation and critical thinking nong the new je he. We should come together and discuss nong da nai aso result app ni oh nong da dei tian no go nong go no dei chi so you will get result. So that findings so a day to findings now you should start applying from the 51st year of Kingjung Village Students Union. Just a push you high by 50 years awenya NL10 na chapki ga sawenya just all gazette officers pelegi ga sawenya just a push you high new la just a kumje low in the last 5 years pure shongi just a go how so ging yelum gyu just a push you NPAC na go ga shonghoi lo NSSB na go ga shongho shi je nongli as Kingjung High ho longi chiki the mong sha williang alaga atei ni noi laga sa mong chu shi go lo ho just a day the jitia lo nice sao yan ai do just a mei ge tie na adeni o lo gong lo shi go zakai zak pho thai lo shi go zakai zak encourage chang e shi na kho la laga nong le ki gu khunai do just a mei ye the nong li ngal ga among lam chog a shong no nya go on no juje just a bem le ge de gi nai da 75 years ago 50 years nai da show de ti ga lo ni do ni sha ga sa he ji lo na so nong li na tha de alyang de na anoi shi ga Kingjung Students Union hai lo go ha lo Kingjung abem sha ha go ni no ki jin show ga noi asal ga mong lo shong ga nong li ni ki ja now people are in race against time just abem atong the chu ye ga atong the king ye ga just abem chu ye jini we are in a race running race quite jim da sai we have to reach to a certain finishing point so your race is against what you are racing against what for everyone henong ni student community yeah they the she jenya just lo ni lu hum ko ni sin she jena ko ni sui yeah they the she je. Are you racing against yourself? Are you racing against your friends? Are you racing against your own siblings? Are you racing against the leaders? With what are you racing? You are racing against what? Are you racing against togan hey togan the nong the sheja ni togan the sheja ni togan the sheja? Are you racing against substance abuse? Are you racing against alcohol? Are you racing against early marriages? Are you racing against blaming game? Or are you racing against digging out all the past wrongdoings? Atay the she jenya nong nyo ni la hong ni alum so tyo do ti de shi ai alum he shi alum nga lo ni nong tyo do jin yu shi but I want to address one issue early marriages the government of India no me lo hai settle cham kyo yang tyo do 21 years me yu na 18 years te he de gyum ni le la ka abyo do me yu hai 16 17 15 years na shadi yang ajni lo ni he ke TC president no ni ju ma da wi just Khiamniungan hai da ata moi ga na I wu go we je da te ni lu mo you it's a fact just kyo nyo hoi no iwai just matured me yang lo go iwai just gi je chom ni gi je just zo he ga matured me yang ga nai da how can you imagine the level of maturity your child is going to have just album you oh hejna parents belong yang je you na leo le na le tiu tiu tho just le na am mai ding na siang lo diu ji ni a data so liana maina mega adanyu mishim gonna headache kui tim nai do tina make just that is what we believe, right? So we ourselves, when we are not matured enough, how do you think your child is going to be matured enough physically, mentally, emotionally, and all other aspects of life? Let's stop early marriages. Hey, just show hey oh me show when low at least jump you young no yeah hey jump you young the way the shy and that look how you have to first build up yourself. You have to become self-independent. You have to become self-reliant. Lo need to sa just album go mele the nongli tholo gushi go mele the tholo gushi lo need to go mele the tholo gushi gada alia jana ataw na ino a piu ni show the lia media nong the liti di he lo need to day the share no yan honey attach bob nong ho ye attach bob ga kola liti ga kuwe awagi we ga kola liti ga le ga kujan na chimegan the theory de no li ga kola liti ga aku ga ya just aliti ga kam he de nong li na just ti di he ga kunai bob just da atai ni ga ok no li ya. So you should not be sleeping. All right? Yes, I log on another me generation gap yang hey chuni nyo do. I want to give you an example of the ant and the grasshopper. Chungun hey mao na anian story. Anyway, mao na da achai the chino ijini abado eh. It's a very hardworking, tiny insect but very hardworking creature. La grasshopper na chungun anian nong diam nong mao na nong ti ga sai go ila andia ba ile ti ga da sai go ila chungun no nong nya de he aj no da ti ga abda nya gi no le dia grasshopper no nga chungun no nga to and no ant no mao no atai chi nyu ga ba atai chi no chi ga no ya de ga oh da yu bai shi ne mao no da abda abo he lo gam lo wai ni nai chungun he da de ji gi ti ga ne wa an dia nong li zhe lo ni nong za ke ko chungun ne ke ko mi che la nai zhe yang de lazy yang de no ya nai zhe a ku the ji ding na atao ji me gi shi da nai zhe atai he ji gi ge ile nong de be zhe sai lo ge no ye he sao de ge sai lo ge no ye so we need to be awake abim chuma ga noi. One very simple example I want to give you. Abim a phone ga je I'm sure as on the phone 5G phones zi shao la lo do ngana do 4G bi ho 5G support ji yang jing an do so this alone you go ni tsuna 5G the kwa je laga nya nyon ogi ga nya 2G bi hono ya na nya buffering yang de ga no ya buffering de na de so internet yang na round yang de no ya jam da wi chu gi nong the buffering de jwa jini ni sai lo ga no ya na de nya buffering yang de no ya tho ni nya 2G generation ga bi ho me 5G de de jini ga she ga kwa na nya buffering yang de ga no ya na de me o de kwa na nya no mai chu ni ho phe ile so nong ni chi chu ti wa he thyo tho ni choma ga no he like for example myself ehegalo hega chamkyo mayang ni I want to be self-reliant, financially independent, mentally mature, intellectually capable. Then I can set certain standard for my own children. Chipo jini the day go ehega shawu ngoi jen ni zde ngoi je de jidi ga na yo shawu wi jen de shu go jidi na she achieve yang de jin kyang le achieve yang we are setting standard for our children, isn't it? Ni lo nya de atiu tho de ji he de go nya jam kyu yang de kwa na da so shu ha ni da ate ni lo ate mo lo me ate role model no ga thab me asda jidi ga na ji da. So take myself as your encouragement. Mo zo he ga handle yang ji shu na de nyo na family dality de handle yang me lo de se menu ha especially menu ha nga da chai de liang zhe ni I will never become then you jamong bo na da e how tang ga che gi ho tang ga khe gi no I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be financially independent I nga bo jin da nga e de bo gu no jin da chi chi do ga che shang nga tu lo ga shi wu no ya like for example de ji ti ga ti jamong bo no kam hi ti ga da e how tang ga che gi ho khe gi ho no do ni ha ni shao de you will need to start girls they knew it to start, isn't it? We're going to face that situation no down it is like a miam galyang ani chiti night son mother-in-law father-in-law show ha jing je hwai tu lo nai tang ga yang ni ka ba kem the you will need to start no night se liang la ni so that we don't want to be in that situation we need to be financially independent. All right, yes ladies, are you with me? Do you want to be independent? Yes. Now, when I say independent and financially independent, I don't mean to disrespect your future husband or your husband. But at the same time, you also should have your own self-respect. Integrity, self-integrity, maintain. So at the same time, I want to challenge all the ladies here. Educate yourself. All right? Gisna of the vilo anya, they did hate the saw, the sa angzo omega, chicho hega no lisa, angzo abim jelo no livilo yet saw. This is not Haidelasang, as or near her, this is not in a family, pastor show the nigga heg towards ocean, no little saga angzo ume abim kiplo, jelo no little saw laga no livilo. I saw laga, jelo nido, I saw laga jelo issue, because we all belong to that same economic level. All right? So I want to challenge all the young ladies and the girls to also set your own standard for your husband or for your children. At the same time, melo hai laga ho, menu hai to le encourage chang aje na liang, ko ni sa anyo ga he chang pyo mayang ga liang din no ye. Show laga they are also very capable and dynamic leader. Please take them as good examples and take them as your role model in your own lives. So, shang ni chulaga he, diam bi ho gam chi je 50 years nong ni lo na dai nai ji xi zo xiun. So, tomag ang lo zo lo mi a dai ang lo je hom shou zo nong jang ge zo no future ji ding nai zo okay determine yang ko. Now, this not kyang no go jiting na society no go, especially at the village level society. We have the church, we have the council, we have the student union. Nong shong ni nong different. They seems to be like different bodies. But they are all part of one body. Na just on a head, hands. Just ali coordinate yang gi nong ni just church, council or student union. Church no na chi de na church ministry uso liam na just the guide yang ja show. Council na ya social development kiki he liam na development. Jam hoi na liang di lo biang ai lo ni 2017 case you kam na yo la laga lo ni da shwa jam liang lo biang that is social development nong village council no thap chen nong show da. Lo student union no de yang je na student I encourage chang je. So as a apem iwai ai gi shiga so iwai nok no yo chu definitely there's going to be a progress, especially student union. So low 50 years ago student high to program did you organize awareness program? Did you organize career guidance? Did you organize some kind of counseling? Atay program organize yang so ni organize yang tiganaido nu gyo da so nong chom da career guidance awareness seminar de ni show encourage yang ku de naido you will be truly existing for the development and to uplift the student community. Lo church council asab apem ai gi vai chie no kyang go ok chinoi ga te nai laga ha chile la khwai da monglam je. Now, why do you have speakers and chief guests? For 50 years, I am sure Kingjung Village Students Union solo good pio pu amungoi go general session kam he shin chao the monglam jingo. Forgive me if I'm wrong. General session atais dem kam he aso speaker chwa ga I believe. Chiti speaker special guest is jwal as all the speech to deliver yang ga me ile. Nong da na ya pu amungoi ngoi ga shabo ne cha tiu sha nyu ne cha tiu chi me ga shi lo ni sa de khek no ya. Bu a mong ngoi ge chi me ga ja de ge shi jin lo ni zhe nong khek ge shu noi na ni nong chi khek ge shu noi kla ko ni king jong go ile aso nong me ge ni aso nong aso chi do ga to he he zhe outsider zhe sha le shi ha nong me ge ji ni ti wa la le ga ha aso nok pa hoi na nong a to ye sha bo sha ni de ja ti go speaker a chim a me de aso bu a mong ngoi ge kam he ge shi ge chi me ge shi aso lo ni nong khek ge noi na ni nong chi khek ge noi kla. So long ni this long ni shabo shani jati go speaker jati go amazing no the lam lo only ngem he lam lo has it become just a tradition and a culture shai shle tak i lo hi no in hani to so nong ni no speaker joan no nya special guest joan no nya the shai shle tak i lo ga thi nai do to so nong ni no shai shle ji lo here but we should have a growth mindset abashi nai do ai tak ni lo we abashi the chim yu nai do ai tak ni lo we ni lo with the law ali chim no nai tok me chim ga ade chim na thide lu nai de jini me where are we e de ji thie la ga ade chim no nai de chim ga onong de sa de chilo ga khu go practical implication gi no ye he application gi tok me chim kha de ni gu da ade chim no nai de jini me nai de that's a waste of time la ga abo de shi ge de chim kha nong application yang lo ga khu go hom chog yo go nong de chilo ga khu go de nai do tsi thio do tok go ok no ya. Mostly what happens is lo the hi she wa je de lin culture jiga ge shi ja me shi ga na ya ji na sha bo sha ni shin adai zgi ho no that is the first question we ask ali chim no ji ga nong the lo the mo the kwa je so it's congratulations to everyone for doing away with such mindset lo this lo ni golden jubilee na kam he je lo pu a mo ngoi ga as the council the new general session la ga kam he gi shi this is only come here jana dawni village development fund na show laga so you sang aje village resources you he shiu tainan lum so so you sang agi je laga so nong na result na app jani je app je nong na result na app jani je app je like ngalo new gi shi pu ngoi ga kam he gi shi nong na result na so lo ni anyau thiang chong noi anyau thiang hani hit je ka ni khosha ka ni hemtang ka ni ade yu sha deu nya pu ngoi ga kam he gi shi jana sa achim na halyang di zoom da thasi ma ga zo we zo shi record na ko thap nai do lo anyau ge halyang di le ge shi souvenir na ko thap nai do no shu abe ma nyau ge go chi me gi shi jana chang ga lo ni sa ayu na de yu sha ga noi nya nyau thiang gi yu sha na ni hit je gi yu sha na ni khosha gi yu sha deu nya hani hemtang gi yu sha deu nya nong do ni asa ade gu gu noi ka aso ni lo ni sa ayu no me gi ji gu thi ga nai do nong da ayu no me gi ji de liang la ga chi go la ga nong lo gong lo shi go me gi chi la kwa shi ga 51st the vi lo ku ji na go yo go da me gi chi lo ga ku shi go da as de nong ga ga chou ga request yang ga diu je a tu ding liu shi je I want to give you one quote. The quote reads, everything in God's store is on the bottom shelf. You have to get to your knees to get it. Which means, go on the store lei, go on the store na liu do, lum so bottom shelf na liu ji dia. A tu ding a shao tu ding liu. Nong lo tiu do, we need to get on your knees. It's a very deep meaning. Nong a de ni just shi go lang tiu go, nyap lo go, ha lo go. Ok no ni just ok no go on lo je. So I want to tell this again. Everything in God's store is on the bottom shelf. You have to get on your knees to get it. Ye shi go lang ti go ji di ga na ha lo go nyap lo go mi shi gan lek do ok no nyo nong lo ji shi we. That is why I request everyone to progress in humility, integrity and honesty in order to receive God's blessing in your lives and in the village. Kada atu ding na yo nga aso lo ni this valedictory speaker jo kada nga sa ho ni sha ga de gi ho ga chno ye I made a very simple speech nyum na la ga shibjan lek so simple thi de ko bi